What's up guys, this is Drew with Invigorata, and today I'm going to be doing a trailer analysis / discussion video for the KH3 trailer footage that we received at Jump Festa 2016, because Square Enix and Disney decided to end the year by treating us Kingdom Hearts fans with the D23 trailer that was never released to the public for no apparent reason. But this is my very first Kingdom Hearts video on this channel, so if I miss anything in the trailer that you may have noticed, be sure to let me know in the comments. Alright, so the trailer starts off with the familiar scene from the E3 2015 trailer with Sora, Donald, and Goofy walking into the Tangled World Kingdom of Corona. The only difference being that we actually see the full scene of Sora walking into where the Heartless appear. I assume they just included this scene again because it's a more cinematic way to start off a trailer and showed us the full scene so it would feel slightly more fresh to the viewers. In the next scene, we see Sora fighting Heartless in the same area next to a stream in the Tangled World that we saw in the E3 trailer. This scene mainly just shows Sora performing basic magic and combos, but there are a few details that I would like to point out. The first being, right before Sora finishes a few Heartless off with this arrow, you can see the shadow of one of the larger plant Heartless as it flies towards where the fighting is taking place, using its leaves as propellers. And you can also see as it drops out of the air. Now, I was not aware that these Heartless could fly, because at first glance, it seems like they would be more likely to be rooted into the ground or something, taking into consideration that aesthetically they look like plants. So this was surprising to me, and I thought it was a pretty cool detail. The next interesting thing that I noticed was that right here, it looks like Sora could be doing some sort of air dash or maybe the start of a glide like in previous games, but it kind of looks like Sora could be parkouring off the heads of these Heartless. Because if you look really closely, it seems like Sora is taking a small step of some sort off of the second Heartless's head. Now that's probably just because of the angle that it's at, but that's still a really cool idea, and I think that it would be a really nice detail to add into the game. It would just be a new cool way to maneuver during battles. The next interesting and my favorite detail in this scene is that right here you can see that Sora kind of bumps into Goofy and tries to get out of his way. So there is now an animation for bumping into party members. And I think that's so cool because it's a small detail that adds a lot of life into the game. Alright, the first thing that I noticed in this next scene is that they actually changed the color of the command menu to an orangey yellow to signify that enemies are near. That's really cool because it means the heads-up display is now much more dynamic rather than being a sort of placeholder. On the other hand, this kind of worries me because I'm really hoping that they do unique art for the command menu to go along with each world like they did with Kingdom Hearts 2. And to me, it looks like it's leaning a little towards having one generic command menu all of the time, but you never really know which direction they're going to go with it. Okay, next, the first thing that we can see is that Sora will have both the air dash and the spin jump in this game. And that's awesome because I love using the spin jump in Kingdom Hearts 2, and I thought it was a really good addition. We also see the new nobody that takes the likeness of Marluxia, and this is really cool because that hints heavily towards Marluxia being in this game. Maybe he's one of the 13 Darknesses, or maybe he's something else entirely. You never know because he was lacking in trust within Organization 13, so I don't know if he made the cut. But anyway, these nobodies drop flower petals down around Sora, and it's unclear what they do exactly, but I imagine they will disorient him or debuff him in some way, judging by how Sora is constantly dodging in this scene. We also see Sora use flow motion, and it seems to work just like it did in Dream Drop Distance because he just jumped off of the wall and it activated. Here Sora is back in his old clothes on Mount Olympus, but in a new area with the river that we haven't seen yet. He runs alongside this river and then initiates what seems to be a shot lock with its own command menu that appears to have two different options. Maybe this signifies that each shot lock style attack may have different abilities or different ways to use it if you maybe level the shot lock up, or maybe you can now equip multiple shot locks. Either way, this attack is really cool. Sora jumps between enemies very quickly, attacking and spinning around them, and ends it with a powerful looking spinning finishing attack. And it's interesting because it seems to mix flow motion and shot locks with attacks like Sonic Blade or Ars Arcanum, because you have to keep pressing a button to attack, and if you don't, then you don't get the powerful finisher at the end. The reason I say that flow motion is mixed in is because earlier in the trailer, using flow motion or attraction flow or whatever it's called now clearly outlines Sora's body in blue, and so does this attack, and he's jumping around like he does when he's engaged in flow motion. Now here we see Sora fighting some flying Heartless and then falling into the river, and he gets swept up by the current and is carried downstream. I'm really liking all the interaction with the environment that we're seeing because that adds a whole lot more depth to the world and into the fighting. That being said, the animation of Sora being carried downstream is kind of janky and doesn't really look like you would envision someone being carried down a river would look like. I hope they make this animation a lot smoother, but other than that, I really love the idea. I know this is just me complaining, but like, why can they only show us this one spot in Twilight Town? It would be really nice just to see some other areas, like maybe the Sandlot, or even the other side of the Tram Common, maybe. Is that too much to ask? Anyway, here we get to see two new Heartless for the first time, one of which very much resembles the yellow operas from previous games, but this Heartless has these really cool looking floating chain blades that can conduct lightning magic for attacks. This Heartless even moves in very fast and erratic patterns, just like the yellow opera. The other new Heartless that we see more so resembles the red Nocturne, because it seems to be fire-based. But the similarity stops there because the Heartless is more of a pink color and can materialize this ring behind itself with little fireballs placed inside of it. I was unsure how this ring was going to play into an attack, but you can actually see one of these Heartless attacking Donald in the back of this shot right here. It looks like the ring spins and the Heartless charges at Donald with a ring of fire around it, sort of similar to how fire magic worked in Kingdom Hearts 2. But the Heartless itself is spinning as well. The last scene of this trailer takes place at the Mysterious Tower and starts off by showing off a brand new attraction float ride, dubbed Shooting Ride. Kind of a plain name if you ask me, but oh well. This is actually a really cool attraction float ride. It's set up like a minigame where you have a score in the top left corner, and when you shoot a Heartless, it flies up in the air and displays the word chance in front of it, because you have a chance to hit the Heartless again and knock it up higher and gain more points. The final blast is really powerful and knocks all of the enemies on screen up into the air. I'm assuming that the higher your score is at the end, the stronger the final attack may be. This trailer is also the first time that we've seen the shortcut menu appear in Kingdom Hearts 3, and it looks quite a bit different than what we've seen in past games, because on the right side of the menu you can see arrows pointing up and down with 3 dots in between them, so it looks as if you could scroll through several different spells, or maybe different sets of spells depending on the situation and what spells you need specifically. The next detail isn't really anything new, but it's the first time that I've seen a good air combo in a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer so far. And that gets me really excited because it looks like the combat is definitely going to be like Kingdom Hearts 2 with a really good combo system, so it'll feel very smooth rather than sluggish, because we really haven't seen that style of combo since Kingdom Hearts 2. Last but not least, we see Sora perform another Shotlock style attack, and it looks much more like Shotlocks that we have seen from Birth by Sleep. So that just makes me think that this style of attack is going to be really versatile and have a lot of variation. And that's all the Jump Festa trailer really had to offer. You know, there really are a lot of ways to approach battles in this game, with Keyblade transformations, attraction flow, Shotlocks, summons, and the possibility of even dry forms being included as well. It all seems a bit overwhelming to me, but I also feel like this could give Kingdom Hearts a lot more depth, and we as players can develop our own play styles with the game and only focus on what we like fighting with. But tell me what you guys think about that in the comments. Are you excited about all of these ways to approach battles, or do you feel like it's all a bit too much? And what do you guys think of this trailer as a whole? I would love to discuss any and all thing Kingdom Hearts with you guys down in the comments. If you like this video and would like to see me do more videos like this, be sure to click that like button to let me know. And don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with our weekly videos. But that's all I've got for this video. I'll see you in the next one.